Hey there! If you're a teacher, this is probably going to sound a little too familiar. You know that feeling of giving it your absolute all every single day, but still feeling like you're just stuck on a hamster wheel? Let's talk about why that happens, and more importantly, how we can get you off of it.
See, this is what we're talking about. The traditional teaching cycle. It's this nonstop treadmill of planning lessons, grading papers, and just reacting to whatever comes up. You finish one thing and bam, 3 more pop up. It almost feels like it's designed for one thing: burnout. And here's what you really need to hear. This is not your fault. It's not a personal failing. It's a systemic problem. This constant race is literally designed to drain your energy and your expertise. But what if we could flip that on its head? What if the system could actually amplify your talent instead of draining it? Well, that's the whole idea behind something called future-ready teaching.
This quote just nails it. Future-ready teaching is not another program to pile onto your already overflowing plate. No way. It's a total shift in thinking. We're moving away from adding more tasks and toward adding more power. It's all about giving you the tools you need to focus your amazing expertise where it really, truly counts, with your students.
So the goal is to get away from the chaos, the scattered tasks, and that feeling of constantly reacting. Instead, we want to move toward clear, powerful systems. We're trading the stress that comes from putting out fires for a predictable structure that actually lets your expertise shine. It's about replacing chaos with control. Simple as that.
So, how do we actually do this? Well, it all boils down to what we call the 3 C's of empowerment. First, clarity on what really matters. Second, coherence, making sure every part of a lesson actually connects in a way that makes sense. And finally, control over your classroom and your craft. These 3 things are the pillars that make it all work.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's look at the toolkit itself. And I want you to think of this less like a rigid script you have to follow and more like a set of really powerful tools designed to help you, the expert, build amazing learning experiences way more efficiently than ever before.
So the foundation of this whole toolkit is an idea called unit architecture. Just imagine for a second if all the essential stuff, your curriculum standards, 21st century skills, social-emotional learning, even AI literacy, imagine if all of that was already integrated into one solid framework. It's kind of like getting a high-quality pre-built chassis for a car. You get to skip all the tedious assembly and focus on the fun part, the driving, or, in our case, the teaching.
And having that architecture in place leads to a much smarter workflow. For starters, your planning becomes predictable, which cuts way down on planning time and just the mental energy it takes. Active learning is baked right in, so your lessons are engaging without you having to reinvent the wheel every night. And this is huge. It builds routines that help students take ownership, shifting responsibility from you to them. And finally, assessment becomes more authentic and a whole lot more manageable.
Now, a key piece of this puzzle is, you guessed it, AI. But in this system, AI isn't some scary replacement. Not at all. It's your new thinking partner. Think of it like a creative assistant that can help you brainstorm ideas, differentiate for students, and revise your work. But you, the expert, are always in the driver's seat. Your professional judgment is what matters most.
So that's the how. But honestly, the why is where this gets really exciting. Let's talk about the payoff. Let's talk about what it actually feels like to teach with this kind of clarity and purpose.
This is the promise, and it is a big one. By swapping out chaos for systems, you get back the things that the old way of doing things tends to chip away at. You get your time back, you get the mental space to actually be creative again, and maybe most importantly, you get your professional agency back, the power to make the expert calls for your students.
This is the ultimate transformation we're talking about, moving from a mode of survival to a sense of craft. Teaching shouldn't be a job you just barely get through each week. It's a complex, creative, beautiful profession. This whole approach is designed to make it sustainable, to shift you out of that reactive survival mode and into a proactive, strategic, and deeply fulfilling craft.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Just take a second and imagine it. What would change for you and for your students if you could walk into your classroom every single day feeling not overwhelmed but totally empowered, leading the entire learning experience with absolute confidence, clarity, and a real, renewed sense of purpose? That's the future we're talking about.